Welcome, friends, to our magical 30-day challenge. We are bringing you a new story every single day. This is day 6. Don't forget to like and subscribe to help us reach our 100,000 subscriber goal together. Hello, friends. Today's story is about someone very, very small who had a very big adventure. But it all starts with a kind woman who was very lonely. More than anything, she wanted a child, but she had none. One day, she went to a kind old fairy and shared her wish. The fairy smiled gently. "This is a simple wish to grant," said the fairy. She gave the woman a single magical barleycorn. "It didn't look like much, did it? Plant this in a flower pot and wait," said the fairy. "You will see something beautiful." The woman hurried home, her heart full of hope. She planted the magical seed in the pot on her sunny windowsill and watered it carefully every day. Soon, a beautiful bud began to grow. It looked just like a tulip, but its petals were closed tight. The woman leaned down and kissed the red and yellow petals and popped. The flower magically bloomed open, and inside, sitting on the green center of the flower, was a tiny, perfect little girl no bigger than the woman's thumb. She named her Thumbelina. The woman was overjoyed. Her loneliness was gone. She made Thumbelina a tiny bed from a polished walnut shell with flower petals for a blanket. Thumbelina was happy too. She rolled flower petals in bowls of water and sang sweet songs like music. But one night, something terrible happened. As Thumbelina slept, a huge ugly toad hopped onto the windowsill. "My goodness, what a perfect tiny wife for my son," the toad exclaimed. Carefully, she picked up the walnut shell, still holding Thumbelina, and hopped into the dark, muddy marsh. When Thumbelina woke, she was terrified on a lily pad in the middle of a wide, slow river. Poor Thumbelina cried, but the little fish swimming below felt sorry for her. They worked together to nibble through the lily pad's thick stem, freeing her to float safely down the river. A kind white butterfly even helped pull her along. Just as she felt safe, a large dark June beetle swooped down, grabbed Thumbelina, and flew up into a tall tree. His friends were rude and cruel, calling her ugly. The beetle dropped her at the base of the tree and flew away. Now all alone in the wide forest, Thumbelina survived by making a tiny bed of grass, drinking dew, and eating nectar. But when winter came, the cold and snow made life very hard. Shivering, she stumbled across a tiny dark hole under a cornfield, the home of a kind old field mouse. "Oh, please, little mouse, help me," she cried. The field mouse welcomed her in, gave her food and warmth. Thumbelina helped with housework and told stories. She felt safe again. One day, the field mouse mentioned her wealthy but gloomy neighbor, Mr. Mole, who wanted a wife. He wanted Thumbelina to marry him, but she dreaded living underground forever. Then, in the cold winter, Thumbelina found a poor swallow with a broken wing. She secretly cared for him all season, bringing him food, water, and warmth. By spring, the swallow was strong again. "Will you come with me?" the swallow asked, ready to fly to sunny lands. Thumbelina wanted to, but she knew she couldn't leave the kind field mouse behind. When the mole tried to force her into marriage, the swallow returned. "Jump, your last chance before winter returns," he said. Thumbelina climbed onto his back, and together they soared above forests, mountains, and the wide blue sea. At last, They reached a warm land filled with sunlight and flowers. There, sitting on a giant white flower, was a tiny prince just her size. He was made of light and wore a glittering crown. "You are the most beautiful girl I have ever seen," he said. "Will you be my queen?" Thumbelina said yes. She finally had a home where she belonged, with someone who loved her. But sometimes she looked at the sky and thought of the kind woman who had kissed a flower and wished for her. Back in her little cottage, the woman never stopped missing her tiny daughter, hoping Thumbelina knew she was loved. And so, Thumbelina lived happily ever after in a world full of warmth, sunshine, and magic.